camera.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
How did it feel for you guys? You guys agree?
This is.
It was okay.
She was okay. See,
okay.
So she is shy, but this is what I see.
Yeah.
See, I get this.
Yeah.
And I be like,
sure
yo,
it's
like WB Frog. You know how the frog get start dancing, and be like, let the frog, and the frog just be chilling. And I be like, no, she's great. She's wonderful. She's funny. She be doing all this.
She's tap dancing.
And then she be just like this. She just put her hands in it.
So I'm gonna jump in with something, pretty simple. Just tell us about Journey, your daughter Journey.
Journey.
Okay. No, but like her personality, who she is.
Oh wow, okay. Well, Journey's our daughter. Her personality. Well, I guess I should first say she has a developmental delay, a genetic condition called duplication 15. So she has autism and she's nonverbal. In her own way, she's limited verbal. So she has about 25 words, maybe.
25. She you only use about
that
5
she uses inconsistently. So we've had to get to know her in a different way than most people would get to know their kids.
Yeah. Well, what does that look like when you guys getting to know her, and speaking with her differently, communicating with her differently?
She's grown in the respect that she's very directional. So she uses her hands a lot to take us to places. So the communication is still there.
Yeah.
It's just different.
And her emotions. Mm-hmm. So crying.
Yeah.
Pulling of hair.
Temper tantrum.
Yeah.
So
no,
we
let's
get a
be
lot
real.
of that.
Pulling of hair.
Yeah, pulling of hair, temper tantrum.
Hers or yours?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
Eye gouges.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
She fight dirty.
It can be extreme at times, but she's very sweet on the
Yeah.
other hand. When she's emotional and she's having her emotional outbursts, it can be pretty challenging. But when she's sweet, she's very
so
sweet, and everybody loves her.
Yeah,
to
you can't do that smile.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of all of them.
Yeah.
Some people are real sweet, and then it's
Yeah.
like if you see the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we talked, you talked about Journey. So what was it like before Journey?
Good time.
Good time.
Good times, and it was just like a different lifetime for me.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what were y'all doing out here in these
we
streets?
were friends. We were
Yeah.
friends. We were
Yeah.
friends. We were part of a crew.
Yeah, we started out.
Part of a crew.
Crew.
That sounds very official.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we were a
Like,
crew.
did you have jackets?
No.
Okay, because we say you have a crew or T-shirts or something.
Nah, a similar mentality.
That's
That
good.
time. We was
Yeah,
having a good
single. We were all single.
Yeah.
2004.
Young.
I just got dumped.
Mid-20s.
Oh man.
Yeah, so.
But you had your crew. You had your friends.
Yeah, I leaned on my friends. Yeah, leaned on my
Yeah.
friends. It was
I
a
get it.
good time. It was a good time, and
That's
we were just wide open and friends, and
Yeah.
then it changed.
yeah. And then the two people in the crew said we want to be together.
It was kind of like that. We had our ups and downs. It wasn't exactly like we're going to be together one day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
like
process. What was it, like 3 years before we got together? Actually?
3 years of being friends and being in the crew, and then
being lovers.
being dating each other, but not being necessarily exclusive.
Yeah, we
or
were
like-
still
putting,
saying, yeah.
Okay.
So
Still
7
saying
months of just friendship.
Yeah.
And then it changed.
That's good. And you had mentioned that she bought you lunch, and that or dinner, was it lunch or dinner? 'Cause that's different.
It was
The
actually
price
my
points are different.
graduation. I graduated from LPN school.
Oh,
and he
okay.
came to the graduation, which none of my family could come out because my sister was it was like the first grandbaby.
Okay.
So none of my family was there. So it was just the crew showed up.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
that's when the crew comes in
I would
handy.
have bought a card. And I
Yeah,
went
he
with it.
came,
Yeah.
and I was surprised that he came.
Yeah.
So that was,
It's a special moment. Yeah.
Aw.
Had you proposed by then?
I think so. Yeah.
Proposed, but we were not really traditional people, so it was never like really okay. We're gonna set a date and do all this, but we were like, okay, we're gonna get married. We're gonna get married, and then
start a family.
Yeah, we decided to start a family. I got pregnant, like
boom.
It was
Perfect
like, yeah, perfect pregnancy, everything. Journey got here, and it was just like. It was just like it wasn't the same anymore.
Yeah. Did you know when she was born or was it
No,
okay.
We did not know. But I was just like, this kid is just as she got older,
she knew.
It was just like this kid is not
even with breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Even with the breastfeeding, the latching on was different.
Really? Okay.
And that began the curiosity. And then you know, the family and us, you know, were kind of like, but Dolores knew. And everybody was like, well, it just takes time. And
she was just had a lot of developmental delays, not progressing on a normal, you know, that kids progress on a normal schedule. Right. So, and then we finally got a diagnosis when she was 18. She was 18 months.
18 months.
And we still kept pushing it back. We were like, she's going to catch up. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
And then family and, you know, we and I remember when I was going through, and this is kind of my thing, my miscarriage. I had a miscarriage, and I didn't. This first child, you don't know, and there were people like, "Oh, you know, that's just normal. You know, that happens. It's probably this," and you want to believe that real bad, so you don't necessarily pursue maybe as soon as you know you would have. And so, was it like that at all for you? Like, okay, we see these things, but family is saying we just gotta give it time, so let's give it more time.
Yeah, everybody was like, it's just because she's your first baby, there's no other kids around. And then myself being a nurse, I was just like, I had worked with special needs kids, so I thought I was attributing a lot of her developmental delays on what I saw at work. Okay. So I was just like, I'm looking at her like I'm looking at these other kids who were really had a lot of special needs and had a lot of medical problems. Yeah. So I thought I was kind of, as a first mom, trying to put those like bringing work home almost. Right. But because developmentally, she's just was a normal baby. Yeah. But she would sit there and stare at her hand all day. And you're like, she wasn't, you know, she wouldn't play with any toys. Okay. She wasn't making eye contact. And this was all as an infant, you know, so.
And she didn't crawl. She just barrel rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her way. So we just thought it maybe was a little bit different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what was the process like for you guys when you were like, oh, you know, now we think we need to get this checked out? What?
Well, I would continue like to put it off because she would do stuff. Like I remember one time we were in Hobby Lobby or something, and I was trying to get her to sit down in the cart, and she was just like, no. Like out of the blue. So I'm like, nothing's wrong with her.
Right. She got an attitude.
She
already telling me.
Yeah. And when we put her in we called it Jesus School.
Jesus Town. That was the name of the playground. It was a Baptist church.
It was called Jesus Town.
That's the name of their playground.
So we took her to Jesus Town. And she walked in the classroom as this little girl. She was about 2 at the time. This little girl was crying. And Journey just walks up to her and gives her the biggest, like, comforting hug. So I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my baby.
Right.
It's like,
so those moments.
Yeah, that she would give us feedback, but then we would go home and it'd be like, I'm staring at my hand.
Looking to the side.
Yeah. So after that,
what did we start with, the MRIs or the
X-rays? We took her to the doctor, neurologist, and he suggested an MRI, and he suggested genetic testing. Okay. And
that was the last
thing. They did the MRI, everything came back normal, so I'm like, at this point, I'm still like, I'm just, you know, doing too much, you know. So then I was on my way to work, and they called right before I was leaving out the door, and it was like, genetic testing came back, and she's got duplication 15. So.
Yeah, 1 in 30,000 in the world, rare genetic disorder.
And 1 in 30,000 kids.
I thought it was the world.
No.
Man, it was super special.
See, and then perspective, right? Like, she's super special, you know. And then just hearing just that rings true with me, like the perspective you already know. So now you guys have this, you know, they're saying, okay, this is what it is.
Right.
Yeah. How did things shift for you guys?
Whoa.
Well, I think the first thing, because we didn't have any idea what it was. Right. Even when we took her back to the neurologist, he told us to go Google it. Like, it's so rare.
I appreciate
it. Really? And most people today, they still don't know. Really? Like, even like if anybody's interested, you have to go look it up.
Right.
Because that's how rare it is.
Yeah.
And we went, I looked it up on YouTube, and the first video that came up was this, like, I swear this guy had to be like 27 years old. He was sliding down the slide. And I was just like, oh my God. Yeah. Like, I just broke down. Yeah. Because, that was... It hit you. It was the first time it was like, this is what our lives is going to be like. It was life changing. Yeah. Like, everything that we thought... I thought we'd be traveling with Journey,
Which we ended up
doing
anyway.
Travel.
Yeah, I've
seen
it's
a totally different experience. I thought we'd be able to send her off with her grandmother for the weekend.
Yeah.
It totally changed our lives, and it totally changed our relationship.
Yeah. So in terms of the relationship, what's the most challenging thing, or the most challenging effect that raising Journey's had just on your connection, on your marriage?
Co-sleeping.
Okay, she sleeps. Yeah.
For me, just acknowledging that I was gonna have this. She was gonna be there forever. I was always one of those people that was like, when my kid turns 18, they gotta go. They gotta go somewhere, whether it be
get
college,
a job, military,
somewhere. But you can't. You got to go do something.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal for me knowing that I'm going to be a parent. Even though everybody's a parent for the rest of their lives, I'm literally going to be a parent for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So.
And you're doing it with this guy.
So and then,
Yeah.
And then, I got him over here.
I have to admit, I am a little upbeat.
Yeah.
And so, I had no expectations.
Right.
And so, it was just something else. Our kid's just gonna be weird.
Yeah, so we're talking about the challenges that you guys face as a couple. Oh, personalities, right? You said you're really upbeat.
Little upbeat.
So how does and I know there's some differing personalities. How the differing personalities work when, you guys found out the news, when you were like, okay, we're raising Journey, and it's a little bit different than we expected it to look.
I didn't have expectations.
Yeah.
Beside a healthy child. I do have a 24-year-old daughter. And so I wasn't able to be much a part of her life.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at this as to be an opportunity to, and so I just wanted a healthy kid. If I had any concerns, like, oh no, man, 6 kids is rough.
Yeah.
And we learned just from our family experience after Journey being born that 6 kids is really challenging.
Yeah.
And I didn't have as many expectations, and I think that helped me to accept a little bit earlier what was going on.
Yeah, would you agree, Dee, or?
That he didn't have any expectations.
And that he said that it helped him like early on. So for you, was it?
It was totally different.
Yeah.
I had so many expectations about motherhood and being a wife and being a mother and things that even from like the time I was a little girl, a lot of women have been thinking about being a mother since they were like this big. So I had so many expectations.
Yeah.
So I had a lot. I think just as a mother, you probably seeing that your child is not what you expected.
Yeah.
That you're having this experience that you didn't expect, that it's just devastating for a mother. So I think a lot of my expectations, I think I still have expectations.
Yeah.
But
and it's interesting because the differing things in the personalities, it came down to, well, at least in part, expectation. And it's not, we all have that. You guys are raising a special needs child, but for many of us, it's like, oh, this is what we expected marriage to be, or relationship. I hear that all the time. Like, this is what, and this is a whole different thing. Like when we said, when you committed to each other in whatever way, you really have no idea what you're committing to.
Right.
No.
And nobody really thinks about that. That
No.
you literally are just kind of saying, I commit to this,
Right.
come what may, because I really have no idea what may come, and even for you guys, that having the expectation, it's almost like, well, now we have to there's a letting go of
what that
was, and kind of, was there a mourning period? I mean, and maybe not for you, Kenny, but
it was a mourning period, because when we came into our relationship, I think we were really like fancy and carefree, and we were just doing our own thing, and traveling, having a good time, going out partying. And then after we got together, it was just like we just like got hit once. It was like one thing was journey.
Right.
Then my dad passed away, and it was like a lot of it was, even though we're a family, a lot of it was coming from my side.
Right.
My mom got sick, and then my dad passed away, and then we got Journey's diagnosis, and then what happened next?
The baby sister.
My baby sister had a baby that passed away, and this was like all within a 3-year span.
Yeah.
And not just passed away. When she was born, she stopped breathing when they cut the umbilical cord. So we were at Children's Hospital.
Wow.
From September all the way to she passed away that next May.
Wow.
And that was where we spent holidays, and family would come in town, and we were there every weekend. It was something.
Yeah, it was like one thing after another.
Yeah.
And I don't think we're taught to, in relationships, we do think it's going to be what we see on TV.
Yeah.
And then when you're faced with these real life situations, a lot of couples don't know we didn't know how to deal with it.
Right.
We dealt with it, but we weren't prepared for it.
So how did you guys deal with it? Let's take, for instance, you said one of the challenges that you're facing, like real life challenge, is just co-sleeping and getting intimate time for you, whether that's, physical intimacy, whether it's just like, look, we just want time to have a conversation by yourself. What are some ways that you guys are tackling?
I think you have to find intimacy in other things.
Yeah.
I think our relationship started so hot and heavy. So by the time this came, it was a serious change and transition to a whole different. So just little things, holding hands for me, always caring. Sometimes I because of my disposition, it can come off like I don't care, and it only matters what the other person feels. So if they feel like that, that's what it is.
Go
So
ahead,
addressing.
I was gonna say, go ahead, Ken.
You know. So just working on that, and to all special needs families out here, this is a serious thing, because a lot of them end up in divorce. Yeah. Because it drains so much. So you gotta find ways, and we're fortunate because we have so much family here to help us in the ways to going on dates or just having some time to ourselves. Yeah. Even this right here.
Yeah. This is like, oh my God.
We
get away to be around other adults.
Nobody get down. Pick that up. Stop. Don't.
Right. And it is those moments that, allow for, for the intimacy, you're saying, even holding hands or having the conversations or, these moments. You said for you, what about the shift for you, Dee?
I guess the intimacy comes when we do get to get away and be, together. Just us.
Right.
And we have that time. And then we do get a lot of time together because she's in school during the day. And,
okay.
My work schedule, I only work 3 days a week, 3 nights a week. So I'm at home during the day a lot. Yeah. And, we talk on the phone. We still talk on the phone.
You talk a lot.
Because I make him talk to me on my way home from work. So we still talk on the phone.
Make me talk to you.
I say, talk to me.
No, I'm on the phone, like, calling him at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what are you doing?
But this is part, like, when she was a nurse, when we were just carefree, footloose. That was part of our relationship, was just talking on the phone. Like at night, she would be able to slip. Like, can I say that? Slip away and talk on the phone sometimes. No, don't say that. No. Cut. No. Yeah. But that was always part of our relationship, and that's always been a strength, is our communication. We have a good time. We have a good time.
Yeah, we talk about social issues, and
I'm big into the internet, so. we're always laughing about something we're sending each other.
To just crack up.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's important for people to see, and I think it goes hand in hand with the expectation, right? That you guys are like, we have to redefine what intimacy.
Yeah,
it
yes.
was hot and heavy, and we were very intimate, and whatever that looked like. And now we have to shift and say, well, what does intimacy look like for us now?
Yeah.
And we can't have expectations that it's going to look the same way it did look for us. So you still have the time.
Right.
You're able to, you sneak away some way, shape, or form.
Well, we have family here,
and
so
you
that
have support.
helps. And
Man,
if
you don't have the support, then what?
Don't have the support, then you trapped and you feel trapped.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
isolated. A lot of
Isolated.
people feel very isolated in the experience because you might be at home 24 hours with this kid that's like banging their head on the wall or something, and you, especially moms, you know, they don't have anybody to talk to, and it's just them and that child.
Right.
So
I definitely see that with couples that I talk to, and I imagine. Because the dynamic is different when you're raising a special needs child. Like you're saying, she's sleeping with you. You don't know necessarily when she won't be sleeping with you, with you guys. And you don't, and you have no way of knowing that's kind of heightened those.
Yeah, and usually a lot of time it's like dad just is like, okay, I'm gonna let mom and the kids sleep in the room, and I'm gonna go in the other room.
Yeah.
So, that becomes a separation for a lot of families.
Yeah.
And that causes a terrible dynamic with the intimacy in a lot of families.
And lack of sleep.
Sleep.
So,
and that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
That is I think that's one of the number one. You might, that child wakes up at 2:00 in the morning, you guys gotta be somewhere at 6.
Yeah.
That happens 2 nights in a row.
You're
gonna be
done
rough.
for.
It's gonna hurt.
Physically, mentally, emotionally. And I will say, because that's really a tougher spot, because you guys have, like you said, that support. And so even if you're co-sleeping, you have these moments. You're home, your schedule is different. You're working, you're at home. And, being able to redefine what works for you in a situation where it might be more verbal appreciation. It might be little things that are left, behind for you when, your spouse is actually going to work and you're going to be at home. Maybe there's some video chatting that's able to go on, but just what can you do? And I think when you're in a state of hopelessness, for those who are, listening out there, if you don't have that same level of support and you're not able or willing to move to a place, or your support system not coming to you,
right?
And you haven't found a group, because I know there are things out there, then what is that? Be erring on the side of, okay, this is what it looks like for us,
right?
Because it doesn't necessarily look like for you how it looks for someone else who's raising us. But maybe they're like, no, my child's able to sleep, alone, so we get this, but we don't have the same support, so we don't go on date nights, or and feeling that sense of, okay, but we have this. How do we elevate in this area that works for us?
And I think too that we take advantage of it because we know it's like this right now. So like the last 3 months, we've been able to go out twice a month.
At least.
Yeah.
At least.
We're like fully taking advantage of it. Like
that's
fully
amazing.
because 6 months from now, we don't know if it's going to be like this.
Right.
So.
Next time on The Sauce.
Was there ever a time where you felt like the dynamics were off? Where you felt like
very resentful.
Yeah.
From the time she was little, I went back to work when she was 15 months, which is good. Like most women are like, you went back to work. I went back to work 6 weeks. And I went back to work. I went back to work when she was 15 months old, and he was at home, and I felt resentful.
We had but it was nothing. Our yelling was so tame. Yeah, so tame.
Like the lemonade, when Beyonce's Lemonade came out, I got all into that. And I went and scribbled on his door because I felt like quiet. Yes, because I felt like he wasn't hearing that.
Yes, you're gonna see me.
Yeah.